Good morning, you're tuned into The Wire and listening to all the important updates related to the coronavirus pandemic. Here are the big numbers. Close to 30,000 new cases have been reported in India once again. More than 29,000 cases were reported on Sunday morning. With this, India has reported the highest single-day spike in the number of cases today. The total number of confirmed cases in the country has crossed 8.7 lakh. More than 5.5 lakh people have recovered and around 23,000 people have died. Maharashtra's COVID-19 death toll has crossed 10,000. In the 11 days of July, Maharashtra recorded over 71,000 cases. The total number of confirmed cases in the state now stands at over 2.4 lakh. In New Delhi, active cases of coronavirus reported on Saturday were the lowest in the last 31 days. A report published by the Delhi government has shown this. At present, there are over 19,000 active cases, which is the lowest since the 11th of June. Over 3,300 people have died from the infection in New Delhi. The Uttar Pradesh government has decided to implement strict lockdown on weekends in order to stop the spread of the virus. The lockdown will remain effective in both urban and rural areas of the state. UP's caseload has gone up to 35,000 and over 900 people have died so far. The Karnataka government on Saturday announced that the capital city Bangalore will be under complete lockdown from July 14 to 22nd, as COVID positive cases have been surging in the city. Jailed peasant leader Akhil Gogoi tested positive for COVID-19 on Saturday evening. This came 72 hours after his earlier test samples, which were sent to New Delhi for confirmation, returned with negative results. Gogoi's wife has told The Wire that the lack of certainty and back and forth over updates on his health have been taxing and that she is considering moving to court for details on exactly what kind of tests were conducted on him. Two of Akhil Gogoi's close associates and young leaders, Bittu Sonowal and Dharjay Konwal, were found positive on the 8th of July and taken to a COVID-19 facility in the city. Since then, concerns over Gogoi's health have risen. You can read the full story on thewire.in. According to a report published by Abantika Ghosh in The Print, after Union Health Minister Harshvardhan said earlier this week that there is no community transmission of COVID 19, the Health Ministry has taken down a document from its website which claimed that India started seeing limited community transmission in April. The report said, and I quote, "At the time of the publication in early 2020, India is still at the stage of limited community spread, and there is no idea how this pandemic will unfold. A large part of the psychological responses have so far been reactionary to what has happened in other countries in the world, fears of what might be in store in times ahead, and responses to the lockdown." The document which quoted these sentences is no longer available on the Health Ministry's website. You can read the full news report on theprint.in. In a virtual conference on COVID 19 management with states, the ICMR experts have said that available evidence from remdesivir suggests that it may decrease the time for clinical improvement when used in moderate to severe cases, but it gives no benefits in terms of reduced mortality. ICMR warned such investigational therapies should only be taken in hospital settings where patients' condition for potential side effects can be monitored. It also said that antiviral drug remdesivir can potentially harm liver and kidneys and must be judiciously used. Currently, investigational therapies that are being used for moderate to severely ill COVID patients in India include remdesivir, tocilizumab, and plasma therapy. Clinical trials of all these are ongoing, and currently these are being used on the basis of limited evidence. Last week, according to a study published by the University College of London, new evidence has suggested that COVID 19 can lead to severe neurological complications, including inflammation, psychosis, and delirium. The research adds to recent studies which have also found that the disease can damage the brain. In this particular study, 9 patients who had brain inflammation were diagnosed with a rare condition called acute disseminated encephalomyelitis. Ross Patterson, a scientist who co led the study, has said that given that the disease has only been around for a matter of months, it is not clear what long term damage COVID 19 can cause. He also added that doctors need to be aware of possible neurological effects that COVID 19 is causing. In the United States, 8 states recorded their highest single day deaths this week, according to a report published by New York Times. These states include Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, and Tennessee. South Africa is seeing a rapid surge in new coronavirus cases, increasing the total caseload of the African continent that caught on the virus later as compared to the rest of the world. Across the world, there have been more than 12 million confirmed cases of COVID 19. The global death toll due to COVID 19 stands at over 5,65,000. Another 70 lakh people have recovered from the disease. Of the worst affected countries around the world, the top five are the United States, Brazil, India, Russia, and Peru. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the Wire's YouTube channel and hit that notification bell button for more updates from us. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe.